Okay, so we're looking at activity 2.4 now, question 1b on page 9. Activity 2.4, question 1b on page 9, question 1b, activity 2.4, 1b. If you have your manual, you see where they said I, it has two parts, I and I. We're starting with I first. So 1b, I. We asked for G and H being odd functions. For being, and they say we should prove that for G and H being odd functions, that G of H of X is also an odd function. So prove that for G and H being odd functions, G of H of X is also an odd function. What that means is that we will need G and H to be odd functions. So we need two examples of odd functions. So we found out that x raised to power 3 is an odd function, and x raised to power 5 is also an odd. So we're going to say let G of X be x raised to power 3, and let H of X be x raised to power 5. They are both odd. So this question is asking us to prove that if we have two odd functions, and we find the composition of the two odd functions, that we are still going to have an odd function as the final answer. So if G of X is an odd function, and H of X is also an odd function, then G of H of X will also be an odd function. We're asked to prove that. That's what we're about doing. Now, so as I said earlier, we must bring out two odd functions. So we have found out that x raised to power 3 is an odd function. So say let G of X be x raised to power 3, and let H of X be x raised to power 5. Now we're about going to find G of H of X. G of H of X means that G of H of X, this H of X, x raised to power 5, will come into this function. That's why you have x raised to power 5, now raised to power 3. Notice before that G of X was just x raised to power 3. By the time H comes in, class no noise. By the time H comes in, it becomes x raised to power 5 raised to power 3. 5 times 3 now gives you x raised to power 15. Now, if G of H of X is x raised to power 15, we want to show that G of H of X is also odd. Let us check if G of H of X is also what? Odd. We now say recall. For a function f of x to be odd, f of x must be equal to minus f of minus x. We now say let G of H of x be f of x for now. This G of H just we got here, let it be f of, and that means it's equal to x raised to power 15. Let's now go and find minus f of minus x. Minus f of minus x is minus x raised to power 15. And we'll find out that it's x raised to power 15. We'll now say, okay, since f of x is equal to minus f of minus x, therefore the function is odd, and we have proven the first part. Thank you very much. Watch out for the second part soon.